Greetings, citizens of Tetris. Can I be heard? Can I be heard? It's your old pal Van Dweller. I'm going to assume I can be heard, and then someone will say, no, you can't. And that's hilarious, because how did they know that I said, can I be heard? And then it'll take me a moment, and I'll get thrown off, and then I'll go, oh, they heard me because they, okay. See, that's how I'll know that I can be heard, right? Amazing. All right, greetings, citizens of Tetris. It's your old pal, Van Dweller, back with more classic Tetris monthly DAS Masters for February 2025. We got kind of a boring bracket for you guys tonight. I apologize that this is not a very exciting bracket, kind of ho-hum. We'll take a look at who's here. Hopefully they don't even show up. It'll be better than playing this boring bracket. Anyway, just 4-time CTM DAS Masters winner and 4 times Masters event winner Pixel Andy taking on the 3-time Lone Star DAS champion Sharky. And at the bottom, 2 game crashers. What are they doing playing DAS? I don't know. But they decided to play a DAS tournament. They crashed the game. They're okay. It's Tristop and Myles. So yeah, this is a heck of a bracket. I'm excited. This is a really good one. Sharky coming in seed number 32, which is just crazy. But here he is, and whatever, it doesn't matter. He's in the top 16. And by the way, let's take a look at our top 16. We have 2 more brackets to do, this one and the red bracket. So the red bracket will be this weekend. It's going to be Scotto Torja from the 30 seed and Bendy and Vance. The other 2 brackets, blue and green, they're resolved. We got Nenu, seed number 21, and Robin, seed number 2, already in there. So we just got this one and another one, and we'll be down to the finale. So pretty darn exciting for that one. This is how it started. This is how it's going. Pretty exciting. Okay, just to give you a sense of when all this stuff is going to be, we've got the schedule. Can you imagine? The DAS Masters Red Top 16 will be Saturday, basically 2 hours from now, but 2 days plus 2 hours from now. Red bracket DM. We also have earlier that day the green bracket Faster Masters and the orange bracket Top 16. And I think, will that do it for all our preliminary brackets? I think all our prelim brackets will be done, and we'll just have 2 more streams total after all that. There'll just be DAS finale, Fasters finale, and then that's February. Like, it just happens way too fast. So that's pretty good. Okay, that is the schedule. Let's take a look at our rules. This is a 32-player single elimination flat bracket tournament based on the 1989 version of Tetris released by Nintendo for the Nintendo Entertainment System on NTSC consoles. Players can play on emulator or console so long as the game mechanics, appearance, and statistics are unmodified except in the ways that we ask you to modify them. Players can play on any controller so long as there's no big buttons or turbo functions used, whether electronical, mechanical, or biological. No biological turbo allowed. Players should not receive any in-game real-time advice and do not pause unless the commentator tells you. Players, listen up. Level 18 starts all the way through DAS Masters, except for, well, no, it is all the way through. Same piece sets. Yes, we will be re-rolling same piece sets in between each game. And players, please, now, while you're thinking of it, while you're hearing me, please make sure your hertz and input display are turned on. Also, remember, players, this is a DAS tournament. DAS is a play style which is distinct from the other play styles, okay? It is commonly understood what is DAS. Heed the spirit of DAS. If you want to play in another tournament that's not a DAS tournament, those are available. This is a DAS tournament, so play DAS or you're out of here, man. Anyway, best of 5 throughout, except for the finals, which are going to be best of 7. Again, I didn't update the slide, but oh well, I can just tell you. And the winner gets absolutely something. And that is a share in a prize pool, which stands at $7,890. Oh no, place value. I failed that in kindergarten. $789.10. 789.10, which is amazing. Thanks to everybody who has contributed so far to the prize pool. Jay in the window was the last one to contribute to the prize pool. That brought us to 789.10. That was last stream. So we've only got like this stream, the next top 16 bracket, and the finale to get to our goal of $1,200. And if we don't hit it, what happens? Well, all the players resign in protest. DAS Masters ends, and the Classic Tetris community just folds and goes away, and you'll be stuck watching Kingsman and Tetris Wars. No, those are amazing events, and you should watch those too. Just kidding, my good friends. But anyway, yes, let's get to that $1,200 prize pool goal, because then we can pay the top 8 instead of the top 4, which is great. It pays twice as many players, which is good. I mean, not as much as the first player, but it's still a prize. So let's get to that 1,200. You can help if you want to do that. Use the Matcherino command. If you're watching live on Twitch or YouTube, that'll bring up 2 links. The second one is one for DAS Masters. Click on that. It'll open up a window to the landing page for this tournament with our partner Matcherino. Top right-hand corner to log in. If you already have a Twitch or YouTube account, you can log in. It's easy. No problem. If you're watching after the fact, then you can go to go.ctm.gg/DASPrize, and that is how to do it. Also want to thank our patrons who help keep this channel going. Patreon.com/monthly Tetris is where to provide us ongoing, regular, monthly, recurring, regular, predictable support that allows us to look forward into the future and tell us whether we can continue to do this or we'll have to start, wiping windshields or something under an overpass. I don't know. Thanks so much to our Sticker Club and Double Sticker Club level members, community level members, also Mega Masters level members. Got Gray 76, K9 watching Tetris, Tac Nyrus, Corporal 381, Shall Be Satisfied, Troy Dan, Kim M, Jay in the Window, Rope Potato Duck, Cat Kit 91, and Mick Monkey. Chicken McMonkey. Sounds delicious. Okay, that is all the preliminary stuff. I'm going to click over the bracket scene, and I expect to see 2 perfect stencils, 2 perfectly placed cameras, and players ready to go. That is what I expect to see, right? That is not what I see. Let me refresh one of our players here. Of course, we got to remember that... Okay, we got it. We got 2 players. We're getting there. I do remind you that top player privilege is not a thing, but Artiaga time is a thing. Thanks for the raid, Annie Shark. Party of, I think that says 16. Appreciate that. Yeah, 16. Thanks so much. Cobra, resub for tier months, 3 months at tier 1. 19 months. Cobra says Van. Thank you very much, Cobra. All right, players. So, yeah, I know it's off. I'm having a coughing fit. I'm still over a month later recovering, so my apologies. Okay, so Pixel Andy is here. We're gonna go ahead and ask Pixel Andy to. Let me try to fix the stencil here and see if that's Andy or me. All right, I gotta fix. Now, those of you who know Tetris know that this is not on stencil just from looking at it, right? So we'll go ahead and fix Andy's stencil while he's while he's doing what he needs to do. So Andy, you just stay right there. You keep warming up. You worry about Tetris. I will worry about stencil. Just keep practicing, man. Just keep practicing, brah. Brah! Dude! Oh my god. Dude! I can't fix your stencil. Just put it on a game and let it top out. just would you just? Why? I will fix your stencil. You don't have to do it. I will do it, but just put it on Tetris. Thank you. Okay. Okay. What am I trying to do here? That's it. I'm going to work at HEB. That's it. I can't do it. All right, hold on. I'm going to work at HEB, guys. That's it. By the way, while I'm fixing stencil here, I don't want to get you guys too excited, but I may have a path forward for us to actually do Lone Star this year at the venue that we normally do it at, under terms agreeable to me. So stay tuned for that. No promises yet, but save the date, or at least try not to do anything during that date. Okay, this is good enough. Good enough. And just make sure your Hertz and input display, Andy, are turned on. Hertz and input display. And by the way, Andy, we are playing DAS today. Sharky, we'll get you there, buddy. We'll get you there. If I have to drive down to wherever you are, or over or up or whatever, and pick you up and bring you up there, you're gonna get there. We'll get you an inflatable mattress. We'll figure it out. And Sharky not moving. I don't know why Sharky's not moving at all. He's not moving. Let me refresh what is happening. Sharky, you are frozen. Is Sharky frozen? All right, now Sharky's... Okay, now he's... What are we watching? All right, we're 20 minutes in, and we are basically ready to start. Andy, you've got your Hertz and input display turned on, correct? Sharky, okay, let's get these players in pieces. 829829. 829829. All right. I'm hopped up on coffee. I've had so much coffee today. So I'm just, I'm very amped up. All right, let's check our seeds. 829829. Both players are ready. Pixel, Andy, and Sharky, top 16. The winner goes to the top 8 in 3, 2-1 Tetris. Jasmine says, go Texas. All right, folks, it is DAS Masters, the preeminent online DAS tournament for Classic Tetris, which uses the push and hold play style, which predominated in Classic Tetris for its first, 8 years, until it was supplanted by the tapping takeover and the rolling revolution. On the left side, it is Pixelandy seed number 1, qualifying in at 1.167 million points. That is an average of 2 top scores in an hour. Andy has a DAS PB of 1.32 million. That's good for 4th overall on the DAS PB leaderboard. And Andy right now ranked number 1 on the DAS Premier poll, which is a poll of Tetris broadcasters, organizers, and journalists, if you can believe there is such a thing. And why is that? Well, I'm sure it is in no small part due to the fact that he has won 4 out of our first 5 DAS Masters tournaments. We started in July 2024. He won July, September, October, and last month, January. Also has 4 CTM Masters events wins. Was a runner-up in a CTWC. And has never finished outside the top 16 in CTWC. And the back-to-back winner of the Waco tournament, which could be, I don't know, it might not happen anymore. I don't know. 152 for Andy, 153 for Sharky, who is on our right side, coming in at an unexpected seed number 32. He's qualified in with a 921.706. Doesn't matter. He's here now in the top 16. Of course, you know him as a, kind of a worldwide promulgator and supporter and promoter of the DAS playstyle. You know him as the voice of the Classic Tetris World Championship. You know him as the founder and lead commentator of Classic Tetris Gauntlet, which is the preeminent team-based Classic Tetris tournament. He was a top 4 finisher in DAS Masters in September. He's also our 3-time Lone Star DAS champion. 2022, 2023, and 2024. And last year defeated Andy in the finals of that very tournament. 231 here for Andy. He's going to get a Tetris. 270 for Sharky. You also know Sharky as being 9th in the Jonas Cup last year and a top 16 finisher in CTWC 2020. And he's made it out to those Waco tournaments, made it out to Genesis. Sharky's all over the place in the Classic Tetris scene. And here we are in the top 16 of DAS Master. Sharky, by the way, ranked 5th, I believe, on the DAS Premier poll. So those are the players. Amazing. Two pretty good players. Sharky would love to get one of these DAS Masters victories under his belt. Already has had success in a DAS tournament against Andy last year. Andy really on top of the DAS world right now, though. 363 for Sharky, 334 for Pixelandy. And pretty good starts from both these players. Not the most, highest pace start, but a consistent, very good start. Sharky, though, with 400 and basically 100,000 points per 25 lines, that would be a good start. It's about a 53,000 point lead over Pixelandy here in game number 1. Oh, and by the way, the other thing about Andy, didn't Andy win the first season of the DAS Champions League? Am I wrong? I don't follow all that too closely because I have everything I can do to follow my own event. But my understanding, if I'm interpreting this correctly, is that Andy even won the first season of the DAS Champions League. 505 here for Sharky, 410 for Pixel Andy. And speaking of that Lone Star DAS champion that I was just mentioning, there's a possibility, after I was saying that it probably won't happen, I'd put it at about 50-50, maybe even 60-40 in favor of happening. I'm having some very productive conversations. 441 for Pixel Andy. Sharky gonna miss that T-spin, but he's still open for a long bar over to the right side. Yeah, pretty rare you see a seed 1 versus seed 32 match in a top 16. Now, if we weren't, transitions into 19, 547, Sharky 470 for Pixel Andy. If we weren't doing the flat bracket, this would have been the first match of the tournament, basically. So we got that 1 versus 32 match, really, no matter what I did, in spite of what I was trying to do. But obviously, this is a very unique seed number 32. That's the thing with DAS, man. You can crash out a qual, you can underqual, you can have a great score and still kind of underqual, especially where the DAS fields are getting so tight right now. Kind of revitalized DAS scene, people getting excited, new players entering, old players returning. Tetris Sharky 635. He's about 80,000 points ahead, same line count. All right, triple there for Pixel Andy. Column 9 Tetris for Sharky 665. There's Tetris. Column 10 for Andy. I am amped up, both for the excitement of this entire bracket. Oh, quick tap over there for Sharky. Skim and a Tetris for him, 700. But also just coffee. All right, Tetris Andy 652. There's one Sharky 729. We now have got 50 lines to go until that level 29 kill screen. Purple Coffee says, I swear I hear the word coffee every CTM stream. Probably the case. All right, Sharky dialed in with those quick taps here. Oh, he's going to go aggro in the middle of the board. We'll see how this turns out. He filled it in with a long bar that he could have just chucked on the right side for a triple, but he wants to keep that long bar, that Tetris factory going. Long bar gets over Tetris Sharky 777. Pixel Andy super close now, just back by about 20,000 points. Now, Sharky, they're kind of flip-flopping in line lead. Sharky does have a pace lead, and so that little bit of a slowdown from Sharky was enough to give Andy, kind of get him back into it toward the end. Sharky with a little bit of a misdrop is going to slow him down. He's going to try to minimize the damage here. Another little misdrop here for Sharky. Pixel Andy uncovers the right side. Well, gets a Tetris 861. Andy now in the lead, and a Tetris for Andy to cement that lead. Sharky's board starting to climb. Not sure if he's going to be able to survive this, and even if he does, he's going to lose so much pace here that it may be out of reach. And yeah, that's going to be a top out for Sharky at 854. Good game for both of our players, but Pixel Andy is going to hold on in game number 1. All right, GG's players, if you need to take a moment, you can. Yeah, coffee. I've decided to give up on, zero sugar soda or all soda, really. So I still need something other than water. So it's coffee now. I know I'm going to be super hyper all the time. All right, new pieces for these players. Also, I get very excited when I'm the opposite. Like sugar is supposed to ramp you up and amp you up. But for me, I get bogged down and lethargic. So I've had no sugar today, right? I'm the opposite. When I have no sugar, I'm totally wired. C9, B4, A8 is the seed. Charlie 9, Bravo 4, Alpha. Oh, no, sorry, AE, Alpha Echo. Charlie 9, Bravo 4, Alpha Echo is the seed. My apologies, guys. C9, B4, AE. I feel like Andy is like streaming from prison or something. Where is Andy right now? Just like bare walls, bare essentials needed to survive. Like in prison. That's Doge's room. Everybody's in Doge's room, man. Get out of Doge's room. All right. It's not Doge's room. All right. Game number 2. Andy is ready. Sharky is ready. I'm ready. You're ready. Let's go. Game 2 in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. So these two players in DAS competition have faced each other, I think 4 times in DAS competitions, twice in Lone Star DAS. And Sharky won those. And twice in CT DAS, like those CT DAS real tournaments. And Andy won those. So I think in DAS competition, these guys are exactly tied with one another. Now, maybe I'm missing something, but... So 2 very evenly matched players with a good pedigree of winning championship caliber DAS tournaments. Get started here. Game number 2. And both from Texas. That's good. So very similar. Tetris Randy 118, 96,000 for Sharky. But he's back by 3 lines as well, so that would make a lot of sense. All right, Sharky with a dirty Tetris 121. Sharky opens up the right side well. Column 10. Long bar goes in Tetris. Here's one for Andy. And another one. Andy at 192. Sharky at 147. Same line count now. Andy ahead by 42,000 points. It's a little under a 2 Tetris lead. Early. All right, Tetris into column 8 for Sharky. All right, Sharky gonna miss that J spin on the left side. And, you know, not that I'm anywhere close to Sharky, but I feel like I miss that one all the time as well. I'm sure it's no consolation to Sharky here, but he's working it down. This is tricky, though. All right, he's working it down. That's a great J piece. That's going to help. Okay, couple of good back-to-back pieces. Looks like Sharky's bringing this back down to a dealable with level. And just a piece away. Yes, does unclear that right side. 217 for Sharky. Open well. Long bar goes in. Bang Tetris for Sharky. 240. 339 for Andy. So almost 100,000 point lead for Andy. And Andy has a few lines in hand as well. A little bit of a costly showdown here for Sharky, but we're still early. A lot can happen in a DAS game. Also, a lot can not happen. You can get into these interminable digs. So there's a lot that can happen in a DAS tournament. Nice adjustment for Sharky to make room for a T-tuck that gets him immediately Tetris ready. And man, you love to see it. 437, Andy. 331 for Sharky. Andy gets Tetris ready. Tetris, 460. Very good pace for Andy right now. The adjustments make room for these pieces to keep the board flat, stay efficient. All right, Andy keeping a good triple wide well over his setup Tetris well here. You can see avoiding pieces that are going to create problems later. So good forethought. That's flat here for Pixel Andy to minimize burns. 507 for Andy. 425 for Sharky. There's a Tetris Sharky. Now he's 11 lines away from 19. Andy, 530 through 112. Blue Scooty's grandpa, thanks for the Twitch sub. Appreciate that, my friend. I'm going to go ahead and refresh one of our players here. Players do keep playing, of course. All right, players do keep playing. One of our streams is having an issue, but just keep playing. Don't worry about it. 534 here for Sharky on level 20. 553 for Andy. Still showing on 18 on our screen. It's possible that the stream comes back. I'm going to refresh again. 561 here for Sharky. There's a Tetris. 588. And if we get substantially more action here, then let's see what happens. This is the first match, yes. All right, I'm going to refresh one more time. If it doesn't come back, then we're going to have to make a decision here. And it has not moved. Not only is the stream not, I mean, the stream is back, but things haven't moved, so makes me believe there's something on Andy's side. So well, let's see what happened on Andy's side. Andy, I don't know what's happening on Andy's side here. He wasn't up by a lot. It's going to be a redo. Andy did top out with a lead, but it wasn't a huge lead. So the laptop died. Andy's laptop did die. So that's going to be a redo. All right. It is going to be a redo. I think Andy was up by a substantial amount when that happened. Yeah, it did seem like a computer crash, so. So, Sharky, if you want to play it out, you can play it out while Andy gets his whole situation fixed. But it was a complete crash of the computer, so the game could not continue. And he was even ahead when it happened. So. So maybe a little bit of a reprieve here for Sharky. Not a reprieve, but he was behind when it happened. And you prefer not to be behind. So, possibly. Could benefit him, could not. You don't know. All right, Andy, are you moving? Are you okay? Can I give you pieces now? Are you ready for them? Players, Sharky, if you need to take a moment, you can take a moment if you need to. But I'm going to drop pieces in chat. You just don't want hair in your face. I think it's awesome. This guy's awesome. All right, you're ready. Okay. Well, guys, these are the hazards of playing Tetris against each other over the internet. Not the first time, certainly won't be the last time we have to redo a game due to a technical issue. That is just one of the vagaries of competitive online classic Tetris. And, you know, we could say, well, it's not worth doing, so we'll just end it all. Or we could just weather it and continue when it happens. So Mr. Brain just arrived. So yeah, now we were waiting for you, Mr. Brain. Anyway, thanks again, Blue Scooty's grandpa. You kind of rated right in the middle of the, subscribe right in the middle of a moment here while I was trying to figure things out. But thank you so much, Scooty's grandpa, for the tier 1 sub. 13 months. Appreciate it. Okay. C4D547. C4D547. And I'm just going to give Sharky a refresh as well. So just bear with me. Just so we can make sure the streams are caught up and simultaneous. Okay, we should be good. All right, looks like both players are ready. Thanks again, everybody and players, for your patience and sportsmanship. We're going to go ahead and start the real game number 2 in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. All right, so that is real game number 2 underway. There was nothing else between this and game number 1. Andy on the delay. I'm gonna refresh up here. I know it's not ideal, but all right. All right, yes, Pixel Andy Sharky, Andy up 1-0. We did have a technical issue in the original attempt to do game 2. And the player who had the technical issue was ahead at the time, and the entire laptop crashed, so we had to just redo the whole game, which is what we're going to do. It was basically on level 18 when it happened. 47,000 here for Pixel Andy, 96,000 for Sharky, but Andy is back by 12 lines, so got to keep that in mind when I give these score updates, that there could be a big disparity in the number of lines. These players have met up in previous DAS competitions. They have met in the Lone Star DAS Championship that we do in Austin, Texas at the Classic Game Fest. And they've met twice, and Sharky won both of those, including last year in the finals. And I think in 2023, it might have been the top 8 or the semifinals. I don't remember. But they've also met in the, remember those CT DAS Real tournaments? They've also met twice in those. And Andy took both of those. So as far as I can tell, in DAS competitions, they have an even record against each other. Tetris Sharky 214. There's one for Pixel Andy 218. All right, Sharky going to hit that T-spin in column 8, 9, 10. Setting up a Vitz. Jasmine, I'm sure, is loving it. And now he's set up for a Tetris. Longbar gets over Tetris Sharky. 246, 243 for Pixel Andy. Now again, there's about a 7-line difference. Sharky is ahead in lines. Right now, Andy in the score lead. Sharky, of course, that 3-time Lone Star DAS champion. Jay in the window loved that Fitz. It was wild. Tetris, Pixel Andy 341, 321 for Sharky. Longbar gets over Tetris. You will see Some pretty wild adjustments out of both of our players. There's one from Andy. Now, I don't know how wild it is, but it's wild to me because I would not really know what to do. Pixel Andy with a Vit setup. But not going to be able to complete that Vits, and now it just creates a kind of a series of holes in the stack, which he's going to have to clear away. Ping Minus with the $26 contribution to the prize pool. Thank you, Ping Minus. That's going to get us up to 8-15-10. 8-15-10. Really appreciate that, Ping Minus. Chen loving the line spin, of course. All right, so we're getting to a little bit of a droughty part of the piece sequence, I think. Sharky gets a double, opens up that right side, gets a Tetris down, 425. 423 for Pixel Andy. There's a Tetris Sharky, 451. Now Sharky ahead, let's see. Sharky ahead by about 5 lines right now and back by 20,000 points. Maybe when the lines are tied, maybe it's about a 2 Tetris lead for Andy. All right, Sharky trying to find a good way out of this here. Force into making kind of a line dependency and cover it over on that right side. Now just trying to keep the stack low as we approach level 19. Longbar gets over. There's a double for Sharky and a triple. Got 1 line to go until 19. 498 for Andy. Got 120 lines. Sharky is into 19. He's at 486. My second computer. Sharky trying to get this uncovered here. That T is going to be great. If we can just get a quick bar here. It's going to be tough. Long bar gets in. Needs a bar now. And the bar not going to come. Sharky going to top out at 496. And Andy running into a rough sequence as well. And he was topping out at 530. So both players really topping out, hitting the same patch of pieces. But Andy had just enough, about a 2 Tetris lead or 1.5 Tetris lead to weather it. So Andy going to take game number 2. All right, players, you can take a moment if you need it. I am going to drop you some pieces. The pieces are here. 5FAF 36. Ani Shark says, good night, everyone. Good night, Ani Shark. I don't know if it's Annie or Ani, but looks like Ani to me. All right, let me just DJ Mr. Bro dropped his phone. I'm just going to refresh one of these. All right, seed checker 5FAF36. Both players are on seed. Both players are ready. Let us get them started. Game number 3. Andy up 2 games to none. 3-1 Tetris. And there is a match after this one. Remember, Tristop and Myles will be playing the winner of this match. So 3 total matches in this broadcast. Tetris Sharky. That's his first Tetris of the game. And another one. Oh, I missed it, Jasmine. I totally missed it. All right. Well, you're gonna see these are the small moments, but don't clip it because we're running out of space, right? We're limited to what, 100 hours of? Is it 100 or 1,000? I think it's 100, right? 100 hours of 100 of storage on Twitch. Can you believe it? We'll see. I don't know. Clips don't count toward it. All right. We should just clip every moment of every tournament. Just every minute clip. And we can preserve everything that way. And then I don't have to re-download everything. All right. Tetris here for Pixel Andy. 140, 143 for Sharky. He's ahead by 3 lines. And 4,000 points. There's a Tetris for Sharky. VODs or highlights? I don't know. I don't know. I guess it's highlights. I guess I'm a little unclear. So, if you have a VOD, it's fine. But then if you highlight it, then the highlight counts, but the VOD is going to get deleted. I don't know. I'm not 1,000,000% clear. Highlights beyond the normal expiration date. Gotcha. Because, we generate probably 100 hours of highlights every 2 months. It's kind of cramping our style. 239 here for Sharky. Tetris for Pixel Andy, 255. Andy ahead by 16,000 points and back by 5 lines. Question, Van Dweller, has the new CTM bracket format been better to manage? It is highly preferable in several ways. I'm in the 5% of Twitch users. Thankfully, we've been simul streaming for a while now, so there's a lot of it that we can just get rid of. So it's all saved on YouTube. Yeah, 0.5%. Sharky with a 309. There's a Tetris 332. Tetris Andy 330. Little bit of a pace lead for Andy right now. Yeah, YouTube will never limit storage ever, right? That'll never happen. That's what I fear is that, okay, Twitch is going to do it. They're all going to follow suit. It is a raid party of 5 from Eandis SDA. Thank you for the raid. I presume you're some kind of speed runner of some sort. Certainly the speedrunning community will be affected by the whole Twitch storage limitation. 402 for Pixel Andy, 425, now 448 for Sharky after a Tetris. All right, kind of interleaving L and J there for Sharky. He's going to get him cleared away. And he's set up for a Tetris. You got all those links to speedrunning VODs and things like that are linked from speedrun.com and other places. Jake L with the contribution to the prize pool in the amount of $39.39. Jake L says, go Sharky. So thank you so much, Jake L. That is going to bring us to $854.49. Really appreciate that. Tetris Pixel Andy 497, 519 for Sharky. I don't object to, in the end, to Twitch trying to save money on server space. Makes total sense. They're trying to run a business. I do object to the manner in which it was handled and the amount of notice that people were given. I object a lot to that. 543 for Andy Longbar over Tetris. You think we should just save our highlights to kick? Yeah, for real. Long bar Tetris Sharky 572. He is 2 lines away from the 19 transition. And he won't quite have enough, I don't think, for a 600K transition, because that would be 24,000. He's going to have to take that skim anyway. Longbar gets over. He's at 599 just after a Tetris in, getting into 19. 615 for Pixelandy. Isn't it a 2 months notice? Yeah, but there are people that have thousands of hours of highlights saved up. All right, Sharky with a couple of misdrops in the middle here. He's in kind of scramble survival mode. He's got to find a way to get out of this. Opens up that left side. Oh, with the quick tap. Sharky with the heroic quick tap after quick tap on that right side. He's going to top out Sharky. Nothing he could do there. He did everything he possibly could. But Sharky going to top out here. Andy was already ahead. GG's to both you guys. Heroic dig there from Sharky. Great to see these two players. By the way, thank you so much from Dontado Vargas. Thank you for gifting 5 subs to the Classic Tetris Monthly community. Andy, you're going to move on to the top 8. So Sharky, you don't have to stick around. Pixel Andy, you do. Hope to see you again here, Sharky. And we love you. All right. We're going to go ahead. Yeah, there was a lot of weird RNG right there for sure. All right. We're going to go ahead and get started setting up our next match. It's going to be Tristop and Myles. And I'm going to go ahead and run ads here real quick. Try to, I don't know. All right. We will go ahead and get that going. And yeah, again, thank you, Dontado Vargas, 5 gift subs. Really appreciate that. They went to Insculption, Sierra Song, Tentacles Inside, Monkas, Lucas, and Super 302. Really appreciate that. Okay. Yeah, it's weird. I saw you live for a moment, Tristop, and then now you're not live on my computer. So let me keep refreshing here. Yeah, this is what I'm getting, man. High laser. I think maybe Twitch is having problems. I don't know. Oh, your OBS just crashed. What is up with the computers today, my friends? My OBS just vrashed. Vandy, I would like to know, why do you not count DAS Masters towards total Masters wins? They're 2 separate tournaments. It's like if you count a Jonas Cup for CTWC, they're just 2 separate tournaments. Vandy, to remedy the issue, just buy everyone who qualifies an expensive personal computer. No, you're onto something there, Tetris. All right, so we got OBS crashes. We got our other players not online yet. You just quit Tetris. Let's see. You think you are alive. You are alive. He's a real boy. And now we just got to find methylates. Or is Myles around? Hello, Smiler. What's going on? 1 sec. All right. He needs a sec. It's fine. I don't know if there's any fans of the show Silicon Valley, but like what was that company name? I forget the exact scene, but like they're gonna call the company Smiler. Oh, that was good. That was good. I love that show. All right, when you get a chance, Tristop, do put on your Hertz and input display. You're doing stencil and stuff? Yeah, I love doing stencil. Stencil's so fun to do. I don't mind it. Whatever. You know, it's fine. Things happen on players' side. They can't, they can't figure it out, or they have a problem. They get a new computer. They forget. It's fine. But just, all you got to do is just try to have it done for next time. But yeah, I mean, having worked for multiple tech companies, Silicon Valley is exactly like, it's so dead on. Smeller. Yeah, make sure to turn on that 39 double kill screen. I don't know. I gotta admit, part of me would love to just have this tournament with DAS mode on. You should be live now. Okay. Because I do. This tournament does give me a bit of anxiety, because if something happens and it's a controversy, like, I just don't want to deal with it. I just want there to not be a controversy. I don't want to deal with it. So I would, DAS mode would probably eliminate the anxiety of a controversy for the most part. There'd still be, still some possibilities, but controversies are fun. Maybe for you guys, not for me, dude. Not for me at all. You don't get the hype of folding a pizza? I don't know. What's good is to put 2 pieces of pizza on top of each other. That's amazing. All right, let me just fix both of these stencils, because they don't know how to do it. It's fine. It's only been like 5 years. They still don't know how to do stencil. Whatever. No, they're doing it fine. Tristops is fine. It was my fault, and then we'll check. Myles is probably fine too. All right, Myles is like 1 pixel off, bro. 1 pixel. Maybe it's like 2 pixels off. No wire hangers ever. All right, hold on. All right, it should be all right. It's good. All right, big Tristop face here. All right, I think we're good. I think we're good. Myles is also in Doge's room. It's like you know about the Doge's room qualifier that's going on, guys? All right, let's go ahead and drop these players some pieces. Players, if you need another minute, that's fine, but I'm going to give you pieces. Pieces are here, 509405. Yeah, both players are in the same room with the same camera. It's just that Tristop is just naturally a grainy person. He's very grainy. Naturally grainy. All right, 50940. Tristop is finishing up his warm-up. And I'm sure both players have their Hydrant says, I've seen him. He looks just like that. Yeah, I've seen him too. He's just super grainy. I don't know what it is. Well, I prefer filmic. Grainy is kind of derogatory. I prefer filmic. He's got a filmic quality to him. Myles himself, he's in like 4K HDR. It doesn't look natural at all the time, like in person. All right, looks like both players are ready. Let's check. Let's see, seed checker 509405. Let's go ahead and get these players ready. Orange bracket Das Masters game number 1 between Tristop and Myles. 3, 2, 1 Tetris. All right, starting off with the JITZ, the Jits. Nice Jits. On the left side, it is Tristop qualifying in with at seed number 8 from the United States of America with a DAS PB of 1.31 million. In fact, Tristop was the first player on the planet to get a DAS 1.3 all the way back in the summer of, was it 2021? Is that right? That same summer, he won a Future Circuit Championship back then. Tristop been around a while. So but right now, even though he was the first one to get that DAS 1.3, his PB is currently 5th on the overall DAS PB leaderboard, and there are 11 players now with DAS 1.3. It's always how it is, right? It's like impossible, and then one person grinds and does it, and then everybody's like, oh, okay, yeah, it's possible, I can do it, and they do it. Over and over that happens. Tristop ranked number 11 in the DAS Premier Poll, the ranking that is done by journalists of Tetris and broadcasters of Tetris, which is crazy, but it exists. Tristop finished 2nd in the August 2024 edition of this tournament. That was the month that Dog Playing Tetris won. He's been in the finals of the Masters event 3 times and in the semifinals 4 additional times. He finished in the top 4 in CTWC in 2024 and in the top 8 in 2021, top 16 2022, and let's just say he played in 2020. That's my euphemism for in finish high. But in the regionals, Tristop had a pretty good year, 2024 in the regionals. He won the Montreal regional. He won Philly 2024. And am I correct? Did he win Columbus? Is that right? Am I wrong? Someone will correct me if I'm wrong. But anyway, a good year for Tristop. And on the right side, it is Myles, seed number 9, also from the United States. 235 here for Myles, 256 for Tristop. Myles is the 6th game crasher. He's been in the finals of CTM 4 times, including twice in 2024. He was twice. He was heads up at Lone Star. Scooty took that one, and he was heads up in October in the Masters event. Scooty took that one as well. He has finished in the. He was in the top 8 of CTWC last year. And he was taken out by one of the finalists, Dog Playing Tetris. Also was in the top 16 in CTWC 2023. He played in the gold bracket in 2020 and 2021 and played in silver in 2022, which was a surprise. Probably not what he was looking for, but he also, in that same year, though, he did win the Desert Qualifier, which I think was the Arizona one. Also was 2nd in Stillwater last year. and in Waco, and took fourth in, was it Genesis last year? So both very accomplished players. 359 here for Tristop, 381 for Myles. Myles going to uncover that little hole there in column 7. He's trying to expose, these holes in the stack so we can start setting up again in column 10. He's one piece away from doing that. He's done it. Long bar over. Tetris for both. 410 for Myles. 428 for Tristop. Myles has a DAS PB of 1.21 million. So, I mean, at a certain point, like almost nobody had 1.2s, and now a lot of players have 1.2s, including our good friend Myles. Myles is one of the kind of early adopters of rolling, and he's used that play style to great effect, both in competitive Tetris and individual accomplishments, but also across his social media empire. He's probably the most followed classic Tetris player across socials. I haven't seen him lately coming across my YouTube feed, but that's because I blocked him. No, it's because I don't use the main feed anymore. I don't look at that algorithmically generated feed. I now just use the feeds thing, so I only see things that I follow. Facebook, way better now for the 5 of you who are still on it. 482 from Myles. He gets a Tetris. 536 for Tristop into 19. 506 into 19 for Myles. So about a 30,000 point lead for Tristop at the first 19 transition of the match. Myles up a little bit high there, but gets a long bar over for a Tetris. Nice flat placement of that T leaves him Tetris ready. I would have tucked it there and I would have lost DAS, but Myles too smart to do that. Tetris Tristop 594, 561 for Myles. IR Daxter, thank you for the 100 bits. Appreciate the support. Myles with the dirty Tetris, 619. He's actually in the score lead. Tristop has a couple of lines in hand, though. So it is close. Tristop with a kind of burning sequence here. Oh, no. Overshift of a T. That's going to cause him to lose DAS. And Tristop tops out at 607. And Myles is good in game number 1. And maybe Myles was in the process. I don't know if he's going to top out here, but it wasn't looking good. So, all right, players, I'm going to go ahead and drop pieces. If you need a moment, take it. I'm reporting matches to the authorities. Doge is here. Of course, Tristop and Myles also playing in Doge's room. Everyone play. We need the Doge room qualifier. Poyo, it was Andy. All right, both players are ready. Should I check the seeds? Yes. A9DD63. Oh, Tristop having a moment. Tristop, you good? All right, Tristop's good, I think. All right, appears to be good. All right, let's get these players started. Tristop and Myles, game number 2. Tristop looking to tie it up. 3-2-1 Tetris. It's Friday already in Europe. Well, happy Friday, Europe. You should probably be in bed. You gotta get to work. The economy needs you. Myles with that tuck of the T. Long bar over Tetris. Both players have Tetrises here as we get underway in game number 2. Jay in the window says Doge is running a Silicon Valley style Tetris incubator. I mean, I kind of believe that should be a thing. You know, like back in the first thing that I remember that was not like an incubator house, but it was like poker houses. This was like back in the early 2000s, mid 2000s. Like players who played poker online would all just get a house together. And of course now, you know, streamers are doing that, content creators, content houses, things like that. Why not Tetris house, you know? All right, Myles trying to fight this dig down. Oh, no, and Myles going to top out 98,000. Tristop is ahead, so Myles giving Tristop a belated Valentine's Day present, or maybe a President's Day present. I don't know when President's Day is. But Tristop going to take game number 2. Hydrant said, everyone is too young to move out. I mean, if you're like 18, you know, you can move out. I did. We play with the idea as high schoolers, but in reality, as grown-ups, we all hate each other. Oh my God, I don't want to hear that. All right, let's get these players' pieces. I hope that's not true. 877404. This is why I don't generally hang. It's why I'm a bit aloof at live Tetris events. First of all, I don't need players hating me, which almost certainly they would if I were to be around them for very long. And 2, also, I'm much older and it's creepy. Okay, let's bottle of water. Okay, let's go ahead and get these players started. Game number 3. What was once a best of 5, now a best of 3 in 3, 2, 1 Tetris. Bottle of water. Water. All right, Tetris for Myles. I think had something happen, but I don't know what it was. Okay, there it is. All right, Tristop going to uncover and get Tetris number 3. Myles already with Tetris 3 and has Tetris number 4. Oh my. Oh, Kendall and Grant just pledged on Patreon. Thank you so much, Kendall and G, for becoming a patron. Really appreciate that. Sorry, I said your name out loud. I didn't mean to say your whole name, but that's what came across. Let's say KG. Really appreciate the support there. I was wondering why I couldn't find it on my YouTube or Twitch thing, and I saw in the corner of my eye a notification there. And I was like, where is it? Well, because I just added the Patreon integration, so you could see if you became a member, you would get a notification. So thank you, Kendallin. $194 for Myles, $235 for Tristop. Kind of an early 19 top out in game 1 and an early 18 top out in game number 2. Oh, yeah, it's got the wrong number there. It's kind of weird. That is not correct number. I was like, wait, that doesn't make sense. There's something wrong with that integration. 292 Myles, 352 for Tristop. Tetris Myles, 338, 375 Tristop. Oh, Tristop with a little indecisiveness there, or maybe just kind of an adjustment that didn't quite go according to plan, but he's just a piece away from uncovering that right side well. 380 for him. He's not waiting on the bar. 5 below, or 5 and below. I mean, it hurts to call it that, but Tetris Tristop 404. There's the Tetris Myles 386. Myles adds another one. Same lines, and Tristop up by a little over a Tetris. Or no, a little under a Tetris. That's math. Chen says analysis paralysis, indeed. Yeah, it appears that the Patreon integration is multiplying people's amounts by 100. Well, we'll have to contact customer support. 477 for both of these players through 106 lines, so very, very close. Long bar over Tetris. Myles resist the urge to set up a Vitz there, because why do it when you have a million other places to put that piece? But I saw it, and I just like, I want to set up Vitz just for the memes, but it's wrong. 525 Tristop, 523 Myles. Now about 10 lines away from that 19 transition. Just a couple of lines away. Tristop getting one last Tetris. 598 transition for Tristop. That is a hearty transition. And a long bar and a Tetris for Myles. 617 transition for Myles. Let's see if these players can make a deep run into the 19. Oh, I don't know if that Z overhang was intentional or not, but Tristop dealing with it. It's got a little spire in the middle of the stack. No, I missed a Vitz. Or did I miss a Vitz? I don't know. Did I? Jasmine has never missed a Vitz, ever. Tetris for Tristop, 671. 687 for Myles. Oh, that was the column 3. Okay, yeah, that overhang was a column 3 Vitz. Do you guys think was that intentional or not intentional? Because he could have. Didn't he have another placement for that? I don't know. We may never know. Tetris Myles, 746. 730 for Tristop. They waited for Jasmine to join the community to invent the Vitz. True. The setup was from a misdrop. Okay, see, that's what I thought. Tetris for Myles, 784. We're now about 50 lines away from the 29 kill screen. Tetris Tristop, 825. There's one for Myles, 817. At 230 lines, the speed will double. It is virtually unsurvivable. And the players are super close. So it's all going to come down to these next 40 lines. What the players can do. Or what they'll run into, or what they can avoid. Tetris Tristop, 894. Myles uncovers that right side. He's taken the board down. He couldn't get a timely long bar, so he has to end up taking some burns here. Long bar gets over Tetris Myles, 920. Tetris Tristop, 961. Tristop ahead by 7 lines. And that could be critical because if Tristop arrives at 29 first, Myles could have lines in hand. And Tristop's board a little bit messed here. Ends up forced into a double. He's got the max out. Myles, 17 lines to go. Tristop, 8 lines to go, and not a clean board. So what can Tristop do? Myles just back by about 15,000 points. Myles takes the lead and has a clean board. Tristop having to waste some burns here, and maybe he's going to set up for 2. I think he knows the situation. He knows he has to set up for multiple. There's 1. What points can he get? 847. Top up for Tristop. He was not going to be able to set up for 2. Myles here with the 1.1 double max out, double level 29. My word. I mean, Tristop knew the situation, but he just had those gaps, and there was like just not much he could do, and except maybe, I don't know what, you set up for the 2 early. I don't know what you do. Like it's kind of sucks because you know the circumstance, and yet you just can't burn away fast enough or efficiently enough to act on it. So it's pretty rough. All right, Myles going to go up 2-1. All right, pieces are coming. There they are. 5D A616, 5D A616. At these times, you realize how big of a discovery rolling is. Well, even how big of a discovery tapping was, because wasn't the first, okay, correct me if I'm wrong, like CTWC, wasn't the first double max out? Or even in CTM, wasn't the first double max out between at least have 1 tapper in it, right? And now we're just getting dash double max out, double 29s. All right, looks like both players are ready. Let's make sure the seeds are good. 5DA 616. Yeah, I think it was Joseph and Green Tea. All right, both players are ready. Game number 4, Myles and Tristop. Tristop needs to win to force a game 5. Now, we had double max in CTM, of course, right? But I think, wasn't that like, who was that? That was like 2 tappers, wasn't it? Who was the first double max out in CTM? We got to know this history, guys, right? If we want to be a real sport, okay? We got to know this. We got to know all the records and all the milestones. Oh, that would be a good name if Myles started like a acapella group. We call it the Myles Tones. What do you think? All right, Tetris Myles 34,000. Here's one Tristop 57,000. Corian and JD or Joseph. I still think of him as JD, but it's because I'm old. I don't know if it was. It probably was. Maybe it was Richard. Was Richard? I don't know. We'll have to go into the archives and find out before Twitch deletes them. Tetris Myles 92,000 sets up the Vits and gets it. Jasmine enthralled. That left side, Myles with like an early shift. That's going to give him a long bar dependency on that left side. Maybe that excitement from the Vits kind of affecting Myles in some kind of way. But he's getting ready to uncover it, and he has uncovered that right side, 97,000. Long bar gets over. Tetris Myles. There's one for Tristop. 176 for Tristop. 120 for Myles. Sledge says, what is CTM planning to do with our highlights? Well, we're just going to let them expire. Not worry about it. I don't know. We're going to see. I'm going to wait like another day or two to see if Twitch walks this back, because that would be very much in keeping with how Twitch handles these little mini PR disasters it imposes on itself. 224 Tristop, 170 for Myles. And then if they really are serious and they don't walk it back, then I'll just have to make a list of like what we've got on Twitch and compare it to what's on YouTube and what's on my hard drive. And whatever we don't have backed up, I'll download it. Or me and a team of volunteers will download it and we'll figure it out. First max out was between Richard and Corian. I knew it was Richard. I knew it. In the July 2019 finals. Thanks, Andrew. 285 Myles, 342 for Tristop. Tristop needs to win this one to stay in that tournament. Both of them want to crack at Pixelandy. I mean, Pixelandy comes walking into this tournament with a big target on his back. I mean, he's won 4 out of the 5 times we've held it. And he's, Andy's starting to kind of build a kind of like greatest of all time resume. I don't know if he's there yet. I mean, obviously we've got, Jonas winning 7 CTWCs, but in this era where now it's like Das is like the skill level getting much closer. There's many more high level Das players, like high level 1.2 players, 1.3 players. And to win this tournament 4 times in a row. I mean, it's not there yet, but he's starting to build that resume. Won the Das Champions League. And in a lot of these other tournaments, he's like in the finals, even if he didn't win them. So he's kind of starting to get that GOAT status for Das. I'm not prepared to go there right now. A little early. And we'll see how long he sticks around. He's a busy man. He's ambitious. He's got goals. But one of these players is going to have to play him. 526 here for Tristop. 449 for Myles. And, and he's in the top 8 again. All right, Myles, you have a little bit of a spire there brewing in columns 3 and 4. And, the early shift of the S piece not welcome. So Myles going to have to work around it, bring it down. Doesn't seem to be too big of a stumbling block, but it will slow him down a little. 584 for Tristop here on 19. And he is Tetris ready. He's taking a triple on the right side. He's out of Tetris contention. Myles Tetris is into 19 at 529. Well, VSDA, mentioning Jonas and like legacy and things like that, and that is true. But there's also, the sort of nerdy statistical kind of arguments like, all right, who do you take as your peak, at their peak, who are you taking in a Tetris match to, save Earth? Assuming you want to save Earth. I'm sure a lot of people right now would just want to see it burn, but assuming that was a goal. 570 for Myles. Myles missed a T-spin. Not sure there, but and that's just, you have different eras, and you wouldn't take Babe Ruth nowadays, but a lot of times you would think, oh, he's the greatest of all time in baseball, right? But you wouldn't really take him now. But it's like his legacy. I mean, Jonas was the Babe Ruth of baseball in like a lot of ways. Popularizing the sport, his first huge superstar. 591 for Myles, 721 for Tristop. And that is natural as every sport evolves, right? And it's totally normal. 623 for Myles, 733 for Tristop. Well, Myles has been sort of beset by kind of misdrops a lot in this game number 4. But he's still got about 54 lines to try to catch up to Tristop. Tristop ahead by, I don't know, about 138,000 points. Tristop with a decent board. Longbar gets over. Now he can access that left side easily. Tetris Myles. 681, 875 for Tristop. So Tristop kind of maintaining that lead. Now Tristop is ahead in the line sequence here. Myles with 9 to 10 lines in hand. Those could be a factor toward the end, but the more that Tristop adds points, then the less there's really much Myles is going to be able to do about it here in game 4. And Myles heading toward that max out, and I think Myles now 791. There's not going to be much. Tristop has the max out. He's on 29. There's really not much Myles going to be able to do here unless he can pull off a miracle, the likes of which we have never seen before. But you don't know, that does happen. Occasionally there are miracles, and Myles is going for it. He's trying to maximize his points. Takes a Tetris here. We'll see what he can pull out. And no, he's not able to get the 2. He went for the 2 just to try to get the points that he could. But he couldn't get him, and Tristop is going to take game number 4 and force a deciding game 5. Yeah, of course, VSA. Yes, of course. All right, we are tied. My word. Let's get these players some pieces. He's stat padding. I don't think he's stat padding. I think he's training. I think he was like, all right, I have a chance in a competitive context to try to set up for 2 and, just see what I can do. See if I can do it. That's what I choose to believe. 0B, 2D, 9B. All right, 0B, 2D, 9B. Both players ready. Well, it was once a best of 3, now a best of 1. The winner goes to the top 8 to face Pixel Andy. 3-2-1 Tetris. By the way, if you're watching and you're an Amazon Prime member, you know how you do that thing where you get free Prime delivery that's fast or whatever? Well, did you know because Amazon owns Twitch, you get a free Amazon Twitch gaming subscription to grant to your chosen streamer every single month. And while it's nothing extra for you, it does give that streamer a little bit of a financial boost. And believe me, every streamer could use it. So here's the thing, though. If you don't use it, you will lose it. So don't lose it. Don't let it go back in Bezos's pocket. Use it. Doesn't have to always be for us, but keep us in the mix. And if you would do that, that would be very nice. So thank you to those of you who do that often. I appreciate it. 60,000 for Myles, a skimming a Tetris for him. 83. 80,000 for Tristop. Stanislav heard the word doo-doo. All right. Real mature Stanislav. Susie B64 with the Prime subscription. Thank you, Susie B64. Really appreciate the support. Again, don't lose it. You know, if you don't always do it for us, but try to give it to somebody every month. Oh, Tristop in a little bit of trouble here up near the top of the board. He's kind of all in on a bar. He gets a tuck. And no, Tristop is going to top out at 112. And Myles is moving on to the top 8. My word, Tristop was just building high to the sky and then had gaps over on that left. It left him with no burns. And so he did what he could do to try to get pieces out of the way so that, you know, if a lucky bar came, he could get it over. The bar never came. He was left in the lurch, and Myles now is taking this game and is moving on to the top 8. Okay, Myles is here. We're going to report this match to the authorities, the Tetris cops, the block cops. All right, 3-2. And then we're going to set up Andy versus Myles. GG's to you, Tristop. Hope to see you again. All right, Myles, top 8. And you know, if we get to 1,200 in our prize pool, then both Andy and Myles will be guaranteed a prize. But if we don't get to 1,200, one of them is going to go prizeless. And you know, that's going to be really sad for them. And they'll be like, you know, man, couldn't even get a prize. I might just quit Tetris now. We don't want that to happen. So if you want if you don't want that to happen, use the Masterino command on Twitch or YouTube if you're watching live. It'll bring up 2 links, the second of which is the Das Masters one. Click on that. It'll take you to our partner, Masterino, and you can log in very easily and contribute to that prize pool. Any amount is good. 1, 2, 5, 10, 15, 400, whatever you got. You know? Whatever you got. Okay, so I'm going to set up our next match, and it's going to be Andy versus Myles. Be right back. All right, everybody, I'm going to need about 90 seconds, little old man moment here, so I will be back. You watch players warm up, and I'll be right back. All right, your old pal is back. So players do consider wrapping up your warm-up. Still need another minute. That's fine. Emphasis on old. I mean, I'm probably the older. I got to be in the top 1% of old people in this chat, right? Maybe there's one older person, but probably not. All right, players, I'm going to drop the pieces in the chat. You can still take a minute or two if you need it. 836488. Thank you, Jasmine, for the pin. Appreciate that. Aren't you from the late 70s? I'm from the late 70s. Right. I'm from them. I'm from the 1900s. Guys, I was born in the 1900s. Can you imagine? The 1900s? All right, Andy's doing his last little warm-up here on 29. Myles waiting patiently. And Andy looks like he's about to enter his pieces. All right, looks like we've got two players who are ready. It's a top 8 match between Andy and Myles. The winner of the match goes to the semifinals. Let's get them started before they change their minds. In 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Starting off with the SOIL, soil. It seems like that should have some significance, but it doesn't. All right, this is DAS Masters, the preeminent online tournament, which features the DAS playstyle, which was predominant in the early era of the classic Tetris competitive scene. There was the playstyle that won the first 8 CTWCs, and then it never won it again. But there's a lot of people who like the DAS playstyle. It's continued to be a great entry point for players, and as you can see from the tournaments that we've had since July, there's a high level of skill that is open to be achieved in this playstyle. And, not the, well, I don't know how to phrase what I'm about to say, but one of the most skilled players in that playstyle on the left side, Pixel Andy. He's seed number 1 in this tournament. He qualified in with a 2-game average of 1.16 million. It's basically their highest 2 games in an hour of qualifying. He's got a DAS PB of 1.32 million. That's good for 4th on the overall DAS leaderboard. He is number 1 ranked on the DAS Premier Poll, which is a poll ranking done as a survey of broadcasters and organizers and journalists. Yes, the New York Times is voting on the DAS poll. 152 here for Andy. A little bit of a struggle here early on for Andy. Tetris for Myles, 160. Andy has won this event 4 times. And the only time he didn't win it was its 2nd month when his brother, Dog Playing Tetris, won it. So keeping it in the family. He's going to try to do that here again. Andy still burning here up near the top of the stack. He's working it down, though. Andy also 4 wins in CTM Masters event, our open tournament. The last time he won was August 2023, largely retired from rolling. He was second in our Lone Star DAS Championship in Austin, Texas in 2024. Also a back-to-back finalist in our Lone Star Open Championship in 2022 and 2023. Was a runner-up in CTWC in 2020. Top 4 in 2021 and 2022. Top 8 in 2023. Top 16 in 2024. And he, in CTWC, Andy has only been eliminated from CTWC by someone who was at some point a finalist in CTWC. He's been knocked out only by Dog, Fractal, and Sidnef. So it tells you what you're dealing with here at Pixel Andy. On the right side, and he's also the third game crasher and the former overall world record holder at 8.9 million. And he won the Logan Paul Chromatic Tournament. Who can forget that moment? Will live on in our memories forever. Tetris here for Myles, 397, 345 for Pixel Andy. Andy gets a Tetris 368. Myles on the right side, qualifying in at seed number 9 with a qualifying score of 1,066,000. He's got a DAS PB of 1.2 million. Was the 6th ever game crasher. He's been in the finals of Classic Tetris Monthly 4 times. He was top 8 in the Classic Tetris World Championship last year. 370 for Andy, 405 for Myles. He was in top 8 in the CTWC 2021. Oh, I'm sorry, I got that wrong. Top 8 World of Myles was top 8 CTWC 2024. Went out against Dog, was a finalist. Was in the top 16 in 2023. Myles also won the Desert Qualifier in 2022, was second at the Stillwater Qualifier last year and the Waco Qualifier, and took 4th at Genesis last year. Both players into 19, kind of mildly struggly paces here. And you probably think that's it's probably RNG if both players are taking lowish transitions into 19. 461 for Pixel Andy, 472 for Myles. Not always the case. Occasionally, it could be the case that both players, kind of messed up, but I don't think so. It seemed kind of trolly. 511 here for Pixel Andy, 499 for Myles. Yeah, Myles, 4 times in those CTM finals. Most recently, October 2024, also was second in Lone Star 2024. And while there's nothing to announce yet, those of you who might be interested in going to Lone Star, there is a possibility that we might do it. 523 for Pixel Andy, 556 for Myles. I have been very pessimistic that we'd be able to do it in 2025, but there's an opening here, so there's some hope. Andy bringing this stack down, 536 for him, 613 for Myles. There is a possibility. I'll know more within the next 3 or 4 days. So we will certainly be able to announce it during a February event. 633 Pixel Andy, 702 for Myles. Takes a skim in a Tetris. He's got a T-spin set up. Gets the T, gets the spin. Another Tetris Myles, 764. He's ahead by about 120 something thousand points. Both players surviving here. Myles with a good lead. Tetris for Andy, 704. He's ahead by 5 lines and back by 65,000 points. Tom J with the 45.51 dropped into the prize pool. Thanks, Tom J. It's going to bring us to an even 900. Thank you very much, Tom J. Tetris Myles, 837. Tetris Andy, 773. Andy looking to get back into that top 4 and try to make a run at his 5th DAS Masters. Myles has yet to make the semifinals in DAS Masters, looking for his turn. Says, hey man, it's my turn. 939 for Myles, 875 for Pixel Andy. Myles has 4 lines in hand. That early shift of the T is a problem. He's going to get a Tetris 974. 909 from Pixel Andy, but he's only got 3 lines until 29 and not a clean board. So I don't know if Andy's going to be able to do anything here. Myles just needs to keep adding on points in that left side. No, Pixel Andy going to drop game 1. Myles going to earn game 1, and Myles up 1 game to none. So GG's nearly 2 level 29s and 900K scores. Myles takes it. All right, new pieces to the players. Yeah, Myles with some, great dig sequences. As always, I mean, those extended crazy digs that you survive. Like, they're named after this guy, right? A Myles dig. Everybody knows what that is. All right, 5D8, 5-3B, 5D8, 5-3B. Both players good. Game number 2. Myles up 1 game to none. 3-1 Tetris. All right, we are underway. Players kind of surviving a little bit. I don't think a single bar has come out yet. So players already with some survival here. Myles going to cover that well just as the bar comes, but another one comes just in time. Tetris Myles, 48,000. 30,000 Pixel Andy. As we start game number 2. These players have played twice in DAS exclusive tournaments. The first time was in the CT DAS real tournament. Myles took that one. That was that's a big tournament, man. That was a big tournament. How could you even follow that? My word. Well, it was not in the finals, whatever it was. And they also played in October 2024. Andy took that one 3-1. So in DAS tournaments, looks like Andy has had the advantage so far, but small sample size. Myles up 1-9 here in this one. $161 for Andy, $119. Now $142 for Myles after a Tetris, and Andy gets one too. It's about a 41,000 point lead for Andy. He's also ahead by 4 lines. These two met in the finals of the Waco Regional last year. We also met in a CTL season final. In 2024, 238 for Myles, 276 for Pixelandy. Cousin Avi has gifted a tier 1 sub to Sky. Thank you, Cousin Avi. Appreciate that. Tacnerus has contributed a super chat over on the YouTubes for $27.99 Canadian. Thank you so much, Tacnerus. $27.99 Canadian. Now, I don't know about the tariffs on that or what, but truly a magnanimous gesture in these strained times between our two countries. 354 for Myles, 367 for Pixelandy. He's going to get a Tetris 391. VSA has gifted a tier 1 sub to C4 Jeff. Thank you, VSA. Appreciate that. $376 for Myles, $413 for Pixelandy. Andy gets another Tetris, $437. So just about the same line count, and Andy is ahead by a little under 2 Tetrises. Let's call it 1 7/8 Tetrises. Myles is going to miss that S spin. It's not going to be too costly. Of course, you prefer to get it, but board is still low. Nice adjustment of that long bar. Make room for that incoming J piece. Still, though, Myles kind of digging a little bit longer than he would hope. That's going to allow Pixelandy to increase his lead. Andy at 485, Myles 429. Same line count. Tetris Myles, Tetris Andy. So it's about a 56,000 point lead for Andy when the lines are the same. Somewhere around there. Thanks a lot, Stanislaw, for these important online facts. All right, Myles is going to Tetris into 19 at 546. Pixelandy also Tetris is in at about 602, 601. So still about that same score difference, about a 56,000 point lead for Andy when the lines are tied. Andy's board starting to get a little bit high there. Gets a double and a Tetris, 633. Right now, Andy about 33,000 points ahead. Myles starting to get a little bit piled high there in column 8. Gonna find some burns here. Get the stack back down. That long bar goes in pretty well for a triple. Myles gonna bring that stack back down, and now he's got a path out here. It needs to get Tetris ready. He does get Tetris ready. Long bar comes. Bang, Tetris Myles. There's one for Pixelandy. 31,000 point lead for Pixelandy. And one line apart. Tetris Myles. Square goes to the left. That creates a little bit of a hole. So Andy's going to have to go to work. Myles going to have to go to work on that. Tetris for Myles, 706. There's one for Andy, 762. Same line count. So Andy was able to add to his lead a little bit while Myles, just had a few extra lines of burning, and it's kind of how it happens. Tetris Pixelandy, 822, 767 Myles. We're 45,000. 45,000. 45 lines away. That's how language works. Sorry, it's late for your old pal Vandy. Andy going to take a triple on that right side, 864. And Myles, yeah, kind of burning here, so not going to be able to add to that lead while Andy gets built up for a Tetris again. Or cut into that lead. Andy now dirty and waiting on a bar. He can't wait much longer. Finally gets a bar. 901 for him. Tetris for Myles. Myles trying to get set up for another one. And now Andy in a little bit of a dig. This might allow Myles to get some of this back. But we're just 20 lines to go. Myles is back by 65,000 points. That's around 2 Tetrises. Oh no, Myles gets a long bar over 890, but just 10 lines to go. He's still back by that 64,000 points, and he is not set up. I think he's going to have to not take that burn on the right side, and he's just going to have to go for Tetrises from here, try to build him one row off the bottom. He gets one. Yeah, he has no... Well, he can burn that one. There's a Tetris down the middle for Andy at 828. Myles is not really going to be able to catch him unless, he built for 2, which he did not do. If he had built for 2 somehow, then he possibly could have caught him. But, that's only been done, one time? So Andy going to take game number 2, tying the matchup. It's really Andy and Myles match each other basically point for point throughout that transition. I think, they ended up being just about, 65,000 points apart right toward the end. And then I think it was basically around that same transition difference as well. Does level 39 super kill screen apply for Andy? That's good. All right, D02A9D. Let me just take a drink of water here. I'm very dry mouth right now. It's kind of distracting me. Oh, wait, was that at level 30? I have to remember to get excited about level 30. I always forget. All right, looks like both players are ready. Let me just check the seeds real quick. D02A9D, yes. They're on seed. They're ready. They're tied. And what was once the best of 5, now a virtual best of 3. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Yeah, it's crazy. I was obviously, if you've been watching the last month or so, that I was pretty darn sick in January. I fought my way through it. I did not miss a single stream. It's kind of me. I don't really miss days of work. I'm that guy. Oh, nice adjustment there for Myles with the long bar to make room for the incoming L piece to get Tetris ready. And game is rewarding him with a bar and another L to get set up. But it's still affecting me. I guess I would consider myself not to have been sick anymore. Maybe the end of January, beginning of February, something like that. But I'm still, symptoms, just weird. Not just occasional cough or something like that. It's crazy. It was bad. It was bad. I don't know what I had, but it was bad. 126 Myles. There is a Tetris. It was not the. It's not the C word. I've had the C word 3 times, and so I know what it is. It was not that. I think it was a flu. All right, a little bit of a trolley seed, I think. Longbar gets over for a triple for Myles. And he's building one row off the bottom. Can't really avoid putting more weight over that gap, so he's probably going to go dirty again. And there's a line spin. Andy, 204 Myles, 158 Andy. Jasmine says, wow, I never see Andy do line spins. Well, you know, the line spin is kind of like, you really should not be getting into a lot of situations where you have to do a line spin. Like, it's probably the case that you messed up somewhere along the way if you need to do that. So Andy, you know, Andy, one of the GOATs. 275 for Myles. Tetris, Andy, 237. 275 for Myles. Did I get the bird flu? I don't know. I don't think I did. I don't have any birds. I'm not hanging around with birds. I don't think so. See, that's why I like line spin so much and I'm like pretty good at them. Because I run into that situation all the time where I have to fix my board because I messed up. So I always have a bad board. So I got a lot of practice. Tetris Myles, 353. Mega Dasters when? We're probably going to do it, Gio. But you got to play. That's the thing. You got to... We're not going to do it if you're not going to play. That's the law. Tetris Myles, 378. There's one, Andy, 360. We're probably going to do it. I'm probably going to do it after CTWC at some point. I want to wait till we have Mega Masters and CTWC because I don't want people spending a ton of time. I want them to spend their time training for CTWC, right? Please not in July when there's CTWC DAS. No, I'm thinking... Well, I want to do it in the run-up to Jonas Cup as well. Like, that way you can be practicing and playing in DAS Masters while you're also thinking about Jonas Cup. You know what I mean? That's how I try to time some of these things. Like, it's always on my mind, at least, when I'm scheduling. $441 for, like, we would never have no cap November before CTWC. That, you know, in a line cap era. 466 Pixel Andy, 483 for Myles. Why didn't I go to a doctor? I mean, what's a doctor gonna do? Oh, you're sick. Yeah, I know. Drink plenty of fluids. Like, I know. I mean, I would have gone if there's like very severe symptoms or something, acute problem, but you don't need to go to the doctor all the time. I mean, you guys do. I'm not saying you guys should not go to the doctor. I don't go to the doctor all the time for every little thing. That's not a mark of anything. I just don't. Tetris for Myles, 578, 562 for Andy. They are both on 19. But that said, I do recommend everyone go to the doctor for every symptom, okay? Lest anyone think I don't think you should go to the doctor. I do. I just don't like to go. Tetris Andy, 615, 629 for Myles. And plus, you know, I can just cure it with like apple cider vinegar, man. Right? Colloidal silver, dude. All right, 685 for Myles, 669 for Pixel Andy. Oh, that left side for Andy could be fatal. I don't know what he's going to be able to do here, and what he's going to be able to do is top out at 671, and Myles is good in game number 3, and he's going to take a 2-1 lead in this match against our reigning champion. So yeah, it was not a great board for Andy, and then just, you know, not really able to build out that left. All right, new pieces. For E for 4 to 6. Andy, incredulous. Will the double max happen this game? Will it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it will. It's going to be a double max exact tie, right? 29 exact tie double max. 1 million flat. That's what it's going to be. 1 million flat. All right, let's check seeds. Make sure we're good. I don't want to replay any more games. 4E4426. All right, both players are ready. Game number 4. It's match point for Myles. Pixelandy needs to win to try to force a decider. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. And we are not. It's fine. It's fine. We'll keep the results. Myles with that accidental 19 start. One piece in, he noticed it and he moved it. It's fine. Oh, nice long bar for Myles after he makes that long bar dependency. And a Tetris for Myles. All right, you guys can rabbit hole it later. I think it's fine. All right, a skimming a Tetris for Pixelandy, 78,000 for him. Myles, long bar over, Tetris, 95,000. He's 4 lines behind and about 6,000 points behind. There's another one for Myles and Andy. 5,000 points apart, 2 lines apart. I have so many wires under my desk, you know, and the whole setup is so precarious because my cable management is so bad. You know, and I have like bare feet. So sometimes like I'll move my feet around and I feel like a wire will like snag on my toe. And I'm like, oh no, did I just ruin the entire stream? So I really need to get my cable management, you know, under control. It's a mess and it's going to cause a problem. This is the wake up call I needed. 170 for Myles. Oh, the kind of an early shift of that S piece, and Myles kind of now in a situation, and that is leading to a kind of a cascade of problems, and that is not going to be survivable for Myles. And Andy is at 202. All right, Myles, we'll replay it because you know that early. See, you should always say, "Oh no," I'm just kidding. No, it counts. Sorry, Myles, it counts. All right, well, it looks like Andy's going to take that one. We are going to go to a deciding game 5. So scripted. Oh, my God, it's so scripted. Oh, my God. No, it isn't. What's the script? What is even the good script? It's a good script. You know, Myles slays the, you know, whatever, the big scary Andy monster, or Andy continues his run. They're both good scripts, man. Both good scripts. All right. We're going to go ahead and give these players some pieces. Every script is a good script. That's the thing. 0940DE. 0940DE. If they both top out with the same score, I would love it. All right. It all comes down to this. 0940DE. One of these players is going to win this game. They will be moving on to the top 4. It's going to be one of these guys. So let's get him started in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Jasmine says, I'm scared. I know. I'm the same way, you know. I know there's about to be, you know, some sort of dramatic results. I get nervous. Like, that's why I like spoilers, to be honest. I will read ahead in the various, you know, shows. I will go find out what the plot is going to be, and then sit and enjoy it. I don't mind spoilers. In fact, I'm just going to sit here and you guys can tell me what happens later, and then I'll watch it. How about that? Tetris Myles, 68,000 long bar down the middle for Pixel Andy to fill out his stack. He is now waiting on a bar. I don't even remember who shot JR. I was very young. I remember that being a thing, but I didn't really watch Dallas. For those of you too young to know, Dallas was a TV series, basically a primetime soap opera about, you know, some like rich family in Dallas. And they had a big thing because it was a huge show. It was like one of the biggest shows. And they had a big thing where someone shot one of the main characters, and it was a cliffhanger into the next season who did it. So Who Shot JR ended up being this big cultural touchstone. $171 Pixel Andy, 147 Myles. J.R. Ewing. There was the Ewing family. I mean, I didn't watch Dallas. I just knew that it existed. I was a child. But I was watching, you know, like adult-oriented, you know, shows. Like I was watching, let's see. I loved Remington Steele. I loved Columbo. 220 for Myles, 245 for Pixel Andy. Moonlighting. I love Moonlighting. I don't mean those kind of adult films. Stanislaw, get out of here. You are very spicy today, Stanislaw. You're like Dirty Brett. You are Dirty Brett. 292 for Myles, 294 for Pixel Andy. God, this guy. Anyway, Stanislaw prefers doing things his own way. That's for sure. Tetris Myles, 338, 318 for Pixel Andy. FCR watched Baywatch and 90210. I can understand. I didn't watch those though. All right, Myles long bar over Tetris, 385 through 89, 374 through 94 for Pixel Andy. So Myles with a small lead in score and behind in lines. Andy going to take that score lead, but Myles still probably with that pace lead. It's close. What is Baywatch? Baywatch was like is a show about lifeguards in the late 80s, early 90s. And, you know, they had they were lifeguards. It took place on the beach. And it took place in the 80s and 90s, so it was pretty unhinged. 467 Pixel Andy, 481 for Myles. I mean, this is what you need to talk about during the decider of the orange bracket between champion Pixel Andy and Myles, right? These are the conversations you need to have. I'm very distractible. So this is the problem. All right, Myles been taking the safe route here. They're just trying to keep that line accessible. Gets a triple there, 490 for him. Andy now, you know, with a score lead, but again, Myles still with lines in hand, so it's actually really close. Tetris for Myles, 536. There's one for Pixel Andy into 19 at 546. See if Myles can get a Tetris going into 19. And probably not. So it looks like Andy will have the advantage. Well, maybe he will. Maybe he will. What do I know? The answer, very little. Long bar gets in for Myles. So Myles has the higher transition score. Board needs a little help. He's bringing it down. Okay. Not high enough to be like an emergency, but definitely okay. We are good. Myles drilled back down. Trying to get set up here for a Tetris. He is set up with a Tetris well, 571 for him. Andy trying to work his stack down. Long bar gets over Andy. Tetris 662. Tetris Andy 690. Hey everybody, it's your old pal Van Dweller, host of Classic Tetris Monthly. I'm asking you to do me a favor. If you like this video, hit thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like it, please subscribe and bang that notification bell. And follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/monthly Tetris. Thank you and have a nice day. 719 here for Pixel Andy. 636 for Myles. All right, he's going to open up that sort of gap there, get a J piece in there. Try to work it back down so we can start Tetris again. Andy up now to about 115,000 point lead. Dirty Tetris, Myles 670. But Andy also, 7 to 10 lines in the future. So Myles has got lines in hand. Not as big as a lead as it appears, but it is an actual lead for Andy right now. And Myles' board starting to get a little bit vertically dependent here. Going to get a long bar in there for a triple to help bring this down. And he's actually set up for a Tetris down the middle. Gets it 717. So Myles trying to find efficiency wherever he can get it before it's too late. There's only 40 lines to go until 29. And Andy has a clean board. Gets it Tetris 841. Myles at 723. Can't get the double tuck of the J piece. And that is critical miss there for Myles. We'll see what he can do to try and recover and get some efficiency back. And you can see he knows that he's going for the dirty Tetris now. He's not waiting around. He knows he needs to score the points now. He gets the Tetris. He knows he doesn't have a lot of time to try to make up 120,000 points, especially against Andy, who has a clean board. Andy gets a Tetris 923. Oh, that early shift for Myles is going to do him in. So Myles is going to top out at 767. And Pixel Andy, maybe with plot armor here, is going to survive. Myles will not be the one to knock Pixel Andy out of this tournament. While he's trying to go after his 5th Das Masters win. He's got a shot at it now. He is in the semifinals. So GG's to Pixel Andy. You'll be moving on. And GG's to Myles. I mean, you put up a big, great fight. And it says Chiller on it, but it's actually Andy. All right. It's not Chiller. I don't know why it says Chiller. Let's see. There it is. Pixel Andy. Andy is chiller than everyone else. Congrats, Chiller. So GG's Pixel Andy, you will be moving on. And you're get another crack at it, man. I mean, can this guy be stopped in DAS? This guy just cannot be stopped. He gets through Pixel Andy and Myles. He's like, nah, I can't roll anymore. So I'm just going to dominate DAS. I mean, that's bonkers. We are witnessing something historical here. And, we've really got 2 crazy streaks of dominance going on right now. Pixel Andy and Das, Blue Scooty in the Open tournament. And I don't know which one is more impressive. I don't know yet. I mean, but this is really just a run. 2 players on a run, which are historical. So GG Pixelandy, GG's to Myles again. I got our bracket showing. I got our bracket showing what I needed to show, and it's going to show that Pixelandy will be moving on to the semifinals. It's going to take on Zafania Nenu. Nenu himself is a top-ranked DAS player. He's rated on the DAS Premier poll. Let me know if I'll tell you in a moment where he is. Nenu is at... I don't know where it went. Where'd my thing go? There it is. Nenu's ranked number 6 on the DAS Premier poll. Andy, number 1. Nenu coming out of that 21 spots. We just got one more bracket to determine, and then we can start to schedule our finale. Pretty excited for that. And I'll tell you when our red bracket is going to be. I'll show you right now. Ready? Here it is. Red top 16. It's a 3rd entry down. Bendy, Vance, Scotto, Torja. It's going to be on Saturday at 8 p.m. Central U.S. time. That is 2 a.m. UTC. 2 a.m. Sunday morning, right? So technically Sunday, but if you stay up really late, you know, it's your Saturday. But anyway, Saturday going into Sunday, 2 a.m. is when it is. Thanks, Pixelandy. Appreciate it. You're awesome, man. So yeah, that is when the top 16 for the red is going to be. And I believe that orange top 16 that night is the last top 16 bracket for Faster Masters. So right after, well, not that night, but 8 a.m. the next morning. That is going to be, do you see that, guys? By the way, Saturday, 8 p.m. And then the next morning, 8 a.m. Okay. So that is what we have coming up this weekend. Orange is in the books. 2 more Fasters, 1 more DAS Masters. Should be pretty good. So you know to stick around. And then as soon as those are done, we're going to start scheduling them. My goal is to be done by the end of February, March 1st at the latest. We're on track, man. We're doing a great job. And thanks to our schedulers. Also want to thank, let's see if this works now. I have a new feature. I want to see if it works. Hold on. I'm just going to go right to it. Where is it? Hold on. It's the black screen. No, I'm just kidding. It's let's see. Oh, look at this. Super chat. This is thank you. A thank you slide with everyone who contributed. Let's see if it rolls back around. Wow. Thanks to our new followers, Squackle and Jay, subscriptions, G Wall and Christopher Huggins. I think that's YouTube subscriptions. Twitch subscribers, Cobra, Blue Scooty, Lucas, Inscription, Siren, Super, Tentacle, Susie, Trisky, C4 Jeff, Cheers from Daxter, Super Chats, Tacky, Raids, Eddie Shark, and Ian. Anyway, I got to fix that because you don't know if it's on Twitch or YouTube. So anyway, thank you all for that. I want to thank our patrons. Oh, also, yeah, we had a new patron in the middle of that whole business. That was Kendallin. So thank you, Kendallin, for being a new patron. Also want to thank our existing patrons, including our Double Sticker Club level members, our Mega Masters level supporters, Scott Gray, K9 Tacky, Masters, Corporal, and Shall Be, bracket sponsor Troy Dan Kim, MJ in the window, Rope Potato Duck, Cacket 91, and McMonkey. So we have Tetris coming up. We have done a lot of stuff. Thank you to everybody who contributed. We're gonna dismiss you, YouTube. So goodbye. Have a great day. See you on Saturday, 1 p.m. Central, 19 UTC for Green Faster Masters. It's me, Alex D, Akatu, Tristop, Hydrant. So you Tristop fans, yeah, you've got more Tristop coming up. Tristop Hydrant. That's like great, old school vibes. Love it. All right. Bye, YouTube. See you later. And Twitch.